I designed my class for nervous beginners, people who are neurodivergent or who feel like group exercise isn't for them because they're afraid of being judged or what their body will look like or how much they'll sweat, anything like that. Because I don't care what you look like. Nobody cares what you look like. The music's quite reasonable. Has to be on so you don't hear people grunting because that's not nice either. But it's not blaring or pumping really loud. It's an okay volume, and I turn it down when I go through instructions. I'll give a countdown for every movement, and I'll turn the music down between sets. I'll tell people now's a good time to have a drink because some people will forget to drink. I'll offer progressions and regressions. So for those that find it easy, we can make it harder. For those that find it difficult, we can make it easier. I check in and I keep that space calm. And I end with a really good stretch and then a relaxation stretch for 5 minutes. No one's expected to be perfect. It is just about showing up and giving it a go and trying. And if you've ever said, I want to join a class, but I am too scared, this is the class I've made for you. Welcome back to the Not So Typical Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Rhiannon. I'm a qualified personal trainer based in Wolverhampton, but I also take clients online across the UK. I've got autism and ADHD, and I am specialised in helping other neurodivergent or anxious, nervous people get started on their own fitness journey in or out of the gym, and helping people like you prioritise your health in a way that works for you. So this week, we are talking about the dreaded exercise classes. So are you scared of attending an exercise class for the first time? Well, this podcast this week is going to go through everything you can ask and why mine are a little bit different. If you have ever hovered outside the studio door, your heart racing, I don't know if I can quote Eminem in a podcast or if I'm going to get sued for copyright, but literally your pulse can be racing, your palms can be sweaty, your knees can be weak, all of that stuff, okay? The way that Eminem feels in his song. You're wondering if you should just leave because it's too much. What are you doing? You can't do this. Because exercise classes can feel like stepping into a bit of a secret club where everybody already knows the moves, the music, they know where to stand. They might even have their own place. I have heard of people before, new people going into certain classes, not at my gym I'm at now, but at other gyms, where regular people are like, that's my place. Now, a studio is a studio, and you should be able to set up your station, your mat, wherever you want. But sometimes people are not nice and it can feel overwhelming. And so I want to tell you that all classes are fine and you should go to them. And I'll be honest, 90% of them will be fine and you should go to them. But I don't want you to be in that 10% that gets told to move their mat by somebody who's just being a bit of an a-hole. So in this episode, what I'm going to do is talk to you about the sort of conversation you could be having. This could be an email or text, by the way. It doesn't need to be a verbal conversation that you could have with an instructor to try and work out if that class is the right one for you. Because different instructors will have, say, 4 classes they do each week. And if you're an experienced gym goer, you might be better suited to the first class. And if you're a gym newbie, you might be better suited to the second classes that are quieter time and the music can be a bit softer and maybe there's more time to go through the moves. So it's important for you to, in my opinion, feel confident and know that the class is suitable for you by asking the right questions, essentially. And the reason I'm talking about this is because when you're neurodivergent or anxious or nervous, the fear of the unknown can actually be what stops you. So we're going to give you an action plan for if you want to get started and you want to join a fitness class of the types of things you need to ask. I'm going to walk you through what you need to ask before you try the class, how to know if it's the right one for you, and then I'm going to talk to you about my class because why not? Because I'm proud of it. So I have a class every Saturday at 11:45 a.m. at JD Gyms in Wolverhampton, and I hope, I hope it is, but I try and create a safe and welcoming space for people like me, really, 4 years ago, who never felt like they belonged in the gym or in a fitness class, or if it is just too much. So let's get into it. Most fitness classes, most group exercises classes aren't really built with anxious or neurodivergent people in mind, because it can feel like you're expected to know what to do because perhaps the instructor doesn't give a massive introduction or what to expect. There might be fast instructions and short demos of exercises. The music might be really loud. And I know when there are classes on at the gym that I work in, they are so loud. I will try and avoid even being outside of the studio when certain classes are on because I can't think, let alone being in there. And the people all in there look like they're having fun. So this is not in any way negative comments for the people running the classes who may be listening. So hello. But for me as a neurodivergent person, it's too much. It's too loud. And that can make me feel overstimulated and just reach a point of sensory overwhelm, which is not a happy place to be. So some people will be in there having the best time. It's energizing. They feel great. They leave and they're smiling and they're happy. But for others, people like me, like you, it's too much. It's overpowering. I've skipped classes I've wanted to do before. It's like when you try and do a roller coaster, and I talk from experience here too. You walk up the stairs or you queue and you get to the front and then you have to do that walk of shame because you can't actually get on it. That's what it's like when you try to do a class that you really want to do and you can't do it and you just have to come away. And then you feel like you can't go back because you feel like people have noticed that you've gone and not done it, and that creates a whole other thing in our brains. So this is why asking the right questions beforehand can be so powerful in allowing you to get started and join that class. So here are some of the questions that you can ask the gym staff or the instructor to help you feel more prepared and feel like you can do it. So number one is, what kind of movements are in the class? I'm not going to lie, it'd be quite hard for an instructor to list out every single movement they're going to do, but they could give you an idea, because I do legs, bums and tums. So I'm going to be working on mostly things like squats and lunges. Abs work on a mat, so that could be things like leg raises, Russian twists. I might do walking lunges. I'll do glute bridges, things like that. Now, that is going to be very different to somebody doing a body pump class or someone doing a boxercise class. Now, while I don't list out all the exercises that I do in a class, if you were to ask me what to expect, I would have a rough idea as to what we're going to do. But most importantly, I'd be able to tell you what the format would be. Would it be a circuit style where you do 4 different exercises for 40 seconds and have a 20-second rest? Or is it non-stop? Because Zumba, I'm sure it's non-stop for like 40 minutes. Crazy. But it looks fun. And that might work for you. Or you might prefer something that's 4 different exercises split up in a circuit. And it can be quite empowering to know what to expect and not be so in the dark. You might want to ask what sort of volume the music's going to be. What sort of music? Because at my gym, we have Zumba, but then we also have some African dancing. Very different vibe, very different music, but essentially it's all dancing. So it's kind of similar, but kind of different. And you might have a preference. If somebody did a class with jazz, I'd hate it. But if someone did a class with some old psychedelic trance, I'd be all over it. So finding out these things in advance can be a game changer for you feeling confident. You can ask how many people normally attend. For instance, the popular classes where I work, there's 40 people, maybe. That's a lot of people. Zumba is so busy on a Tuesday night. It is busy. My class, Saturday morning, I had 8 people this week. And that's great because most of them, I assume here, but most of them are coming because they've seen me in the gym and I've gone and spoken to them and told them about the class. I am really passionate about it being a small, quiet class where people can come if they are feeling anxious or overwhelmed. I try not to put the music up too loud. I try and give very clear instruction, but it's a small class. So you might be more comfortable coming to my smaller legs, bums and tums than someone else's on a Friday night that has 3 times the amount of people, because some of them do. And it's not to say you won't enjoy the one on a Friday night, but if you are somebody who feels overstimulated in groups of people, crowds, you probably prefer to come to the smaller one. If you'd rather blend into the background and just be a part of a group, you might want to go to the Friday night one. But you need to be aware of the difference to make that informed decision. So, number 4 is it possible to come early and meet the instructor to say hello? Maybe you want to tell them that you are neurodivergent or a bit nervous, and so, you're going to struggle a little bit. Or could they make sure that you're doing okay and check in? That's okay. You can do that. And most instructors will be more than happy to give you a couple of minutes whilst they set up for you to say, hi, I'm new. This is something that I do when I do something new. I like to get somewhere early, and I like to be very clear and say, look, I might struggle. I'm autistic. I've got ADHD, and sometimes I can get overwhelmed. I should be fine, but I just want to let you know. It also helps because I get a really bad face, and I don't want someone to read into my face thinking I'm upset with them when really I'm just processing. So it takes that pressure off me. Number 5 is, do you need to bring anything? Do you need to set anything up in advance? Or is the equipment set up for you? Is it explained? So I've been into fitness classes where you turn up and everything is set up and you just go to a mat, it's already got weights there, and there'll be a sign that says what exercise you do on each mat, for instance, or in each area. It might be that you turn up and you need to get a mat, you need to get dumbbells that you can do yourself because someone wants you to choose weights that you can do. It's about, well, you choose your weight because you know yourself what you can do. But it's sometimes good to know. It's sometimes good to know what to expect. You can ask, is it okay if you leave early? Like, if you are one of these people that you don't like small talk, you might want to run out before the end when everyone's packing up and putting away, because that can be really uncomfortable. It'll probably be fine for you to leave a few minutes early. The instructor might even give you a little heads up or a nod that now will be a good time for you to leave. But ask in advance, and then it takes away the worry that you might feel trapped and unable to leave. And then you might have an injury or be completely new to exercise and fitness, and you might want to ask if there's a beginner's option or if the movements can be modified to something else that's easier for you. Now, I'm going to tell you they all can be. We can always give you adaptations, but it might make you feel more confident to hear your prospective instructor say that to you. Okay, so my own class that I do. When I started running my class, I knew that I wanted to do things differently. I didn't want people just to feel that they survived it. I wanted people to feel safe, confident, proud even, just for coming. And I essentially run my classes as I would need it to be run for me, because I still don't do classes because of all of those things I've discussed, the fear, the not knowing the exercises, the doing things wrong, even though I'm a personal trainer. I was chatting to the instructor that does the African dancing. He would really like me to go, and to be honest, I would really like to go too, but it's loud. And he was encouraging me to go to this rave, fitness rave, he's called it. I'll have to share a link in the show notes. A fitness rave where it's going to be different instructors doing dancing and things. And I was like, it sounds amazing, but I can't do it. And at first he was like, no, you can. I was like, I can't. And I explained that it's something I really want to do, but at the moment, that's too much for me. I have to start small and it has to be at my own pace. Now, I didn't offend him by saying that. He got it. He listened and he got it, because that's what fitness instructors do. They don't want to put you in a position to make you feel uncomfortable. But that comes from asking questions and talking to them. And you can do it by email. You can email the gym to ask. If you're struggling, email me and I'll do my best to find out for you, even if it's not at my gym. If I can help you understand what to expect, I will do that for you. I have an online client who was too nervous to book an induction to speak to somebody in person in their gym, and they'd emailed and not had a response. So I phoned the gym on their behalf and booked them their induction, because they couldn't do it, but I can help. So please let me know. Send me an email and I'm more than happy to help where I can. I can't do everything. This isn't a magic wand, but if it helps you feel informed to start your own journey to get going, please let me help you, because I'll do what I can. I design my class for nervous beginners, people who are neurodivergent or who feel like group exercise isn't for them because they're afraid of being judged or what their body will look like or how much they'll sweat, anything like that. Because I don't care what you look like. Nobody cares what you look like. The music's quite reasonable. Has to be on so you don't hear people grunting, because that's not nice either. But it's not blaring or pumping really loud. It's an okay volume, and I turn it down when I go through instructions. I'll give a countdown for every movement. And I'll turn the music down between sets. I'll tell people now's a good time to have a drink, because some people will forget to drink. I'll offer progressions and regressions. So for those that find it easy, we can make it harder. For those that find it difficult, we can make it easier. I check in and I keep that space calm. And I end with a really good stretch and then a relaxation stretch for 5 minutes. No one's expected to be perfect. It is just about showing up and giving it a go and trying. And if you've ever said, I want to join a class, but I am too scared, this is the class I've made for you. As always, I would love for you to leave me a review, rate the podcast. And if you have any thoughts of how I can improve it, let me know, because I want you to listen to this and feel empowered. It's not designed to make you scared. It's designed to give you an action plan that you can implement to feel more informed when you start your fitness journey. And if you're local and you want to get started and you want to come to my class, it's at 11:45 on Saturdays and it's 45 minutes long. Send me a message and we'll look to get you an induction and get you coming along, because it is a safe place. I will happily chat with you before the session and after. There's no pressure. It is just come along and enjoy it, give it a go, and you might be surprised. Now, if you're not local and you are still building the courage to start your journey, that is absolutely okay too. This podcast is still for you. This space is still for you. And I would still love to invite you to join my online Not So Typical fitness community. It's free for people like you who want to learn how to prioritize their health in a way that works for them and for you, because we're all different at the end of the day. And I just want to remind you, you don't need to be fearless to start. You just need to feel supported and safe. And I'm here for that. So thank you for listening. And as always, please show up, be you, go steady. You've got this. And I cannot wait to see you in the gym.